Welcome back to Fallout 2. So we are in the den today. Just travelled here from Klamath. So we're going to go straight to the bar just inside of town. This is Becky's. Now, outside of each of, well, some of these buildings, there's kids stood around. Unfortunately, if you walk past them, they do attempt to steal stuff off you. So the best way to get past them is to initiate combat, use your action points to walk past, and then end combat. That way they don't steal anything. I don't think they steal anything off your followers. No, just you. Right, in this bar, there was an idea that I had to start the game as a female character, because if you start a female character and name her Buffy, for some reason talking to this bar patron here, she recognises you for some reason, and I think you gain some experience for it. But I'm playing as a bloke and my name is not Buffy, so I have to deal with that. Right, how are you? Do you have a family history? Yes. My ancestor supposedly saved the world from someone called the Master. A story? Tell me. Huge migration that happened 70 or was it 80 years ago? Please go on. Really big mutants with weapons as tall as you and me came from the south. Like a big migration of some sort. Don't know, but there were multiple groups of them. Some would continue north, others headed east. No one knew where they were going. Quite upset and seemed to be fleeing from something. So this is in reference to the Vault Dweller destroying the Master's army in the first game. There were others in dirty, tattered purple robes, the children of the cathedral, babbling about how the Master was dead. Some of them even committed suicide right here in town. Oh dear. Talking about the Master, the one your ancestor, the one your ancestor killed. Thanks for the story. Cheers. So we get 350 experience for that. Play the craps tables, but we're not going to bother. Let's get past these kids again. So that's Becky's. There's a couple of other places. Got Tubby's here. Tubby's like, I guess you call him a drug dealer. He has his own store. We don't want to go in there yet. No reason to. This building, these guys are a gang, and there's a quest. Well, there's multiple little things you can do for them. The sort of main quest line, I guess. We won't bother doing that just yet. There is something in here that I want though. That. I'll take everything, but that specifically. Out of the way, Sulik. And then we've got this place down here, which is kind of a flop house. But there's a guy called Flick in here who sells stuff. Further down south, we've got a little Brotherhood of Steel enclave. And this area here, which is where at midnight a ghost appears. We'll do that quest as well. This is the junkyard. That's the highwayman that you can eventually repair and have as your own personal vehicle. And Smitty, who's the mechanic, I guess you'd call him. Right. There's nothing for you in there. Who are you talking to me? Or no. Right. Got this gang here. That guy has a locket that you need to pick up. Let's just explore the other side of town. Got another bar. Right, there is something you can do in this bar. We'll initiate combat to walk past the kids. Talk to the bartender. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Whiskey. $20 a shot. Too much. Hey, you better shut your hole. Do your job and get me a drink. Anything else? Yes. Info. Got bartenders and everything. Alright, okay. I guess you do need to speak to Becky first. So basically, there's 2 bars in the den that are in competition. There's this one and Becky's. And the drinks in Becky's are cheaper than that one, and he wants you to find out why. Let's see if we can mop that one up by talking to Becky and getting a drink. Ask her about Vic as well. Metzger's got him locked up, I'm not sure why. Who's Metzger? He's the slave master, so he's basically the head of the Slavers Guild. Drink. Her drinks are $5. Ask her about the Dyer family. Okay, I'll take a drink. Thanks. Oh, she has a couple of jobs to do as well. Give me work. Fred owes me $200. If you can collect it somehow, we'll work something out. Catch. If you knew Fred, you'd understand. He's owed me the money for quite a long time. See what I can do. So Fred's one of the guys down here. When you hover over these guys, it says you can see an addict, That's an addict. Ooh. One of them, hover over, and it says you see a citizen of the den. And that is Fred. That's annoying. Can't get past it. Oh, there we go. Should be enough to stop that kid from stealing off us. There we go. Addict. Citizen of the den. There we go. I know you. What do you want? Give me the money. Becca says she lent you $200. 200. Hand it over. Right, so you can try and get him to pay up the full amount. He does owe 200. You can get him to try and pay 200, or you can spot him half. So yeah, what really? Wow, thanks a lot. $100. I'll get the $100 to you as soon as possible. No problem. Then he sort of pushes his luck and says he wants to borrow some of the money that you're going to cover back. How much? $50. That'll only leave me with $50 to pay back your $200 loan. Yeah, see, math skills. I mean, please. So it seems stupid to agree, but we're going to do it. The reason for that is that later on in the game you come back to Fred and he's wearing a fancy suit and seems to be doing quite well for himself. So we'll take that hit early on. His flick. He's got some stuff you can barter. So some decent early stage weapons. The Magnum revolver is quite a good choice. We've got the hunting rifle and the shotgun. So we'll see. Don't think we're going to have nearly enough to buy that. Nope. We'll leave that alone for the time being. Nope, no, don't want to trade. See around. Don't need anything else from here at the moment. So what we really want to do is go back and see if we can find out why his drinks are so expensive and Becky's are not. There are quite a few missions to do in the den. Probably take up most of this episode, to be honest. Info. Yep, really why. How about why Becky's drinks are so much cheaper than yours? Those new Reno families charge an arm and a leg for their booze. I don't know how she does it. I can try and find out. Pay you $100. I'll find out. Back through the door. Right. So go back into Becky's now, what we basically need to do is wait for the guard who stood there in the corner there to move out of the way. He does so roughly every sort of 10 minutes or so. So if we wait for 10 minutes, yep, there we go. So he moves out of the way. Now if we look at this door here, see it's locked. So we try and lockpick it. Fail. 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 Don't want to jam the lock on that door. Okay, so we don't actually have a high enough lockpick skill to get that done at the moment, at least not effectively. Tried for a bit and actually ended up jamming the lock on that door. So what I'm going to do is a few of the other quests while we... well, so I can get enough skill points to level my lockpicking skill up. So we'll start with these guys down here. What we'll also do is we'll read these guns and bullets mags, which should increase our small gun skill nicely. So we talk to, this is Lara. Name's Lara, I run this gang. Better not be here to cause trouble. We're in a world of hurt. Funny work. It depends what you're good at. If there is something I'm curious about, if you can find out, I'll pay you a bit. What's that? Church to the east. Metzger has some people guarding whatever's inside. Find out and I'll pay you $200. Yep. Right, don't get in a fight yet. I have a plan, no problem. So, on the east side of town, there's a church. And the guards outside, well, they're guarding some boxes in there, as you can see. You want to talk to this guy here. Who the hell are you and what do you want? Metzger sent me. What for? His stuff's not going anywhere. Wants to be sure. Okay, just go in. Does he think it's just going to up and leave? Who the hell would want who the hell would want that shit anyhow? Okay. So fast talked our way past the gate guards, door guards, I guess. Look at the boxes. See crates that are filled with various chemicals that are of no use to you. Okay. So we now know what's inside the church. Head back and tell Lara what we found. Did you find what's in there? Yep, raw chemical compounds in large crates. Makes sense. Here's your money. Why's that? Seen caravans from Vault City come in and then some of it gets picked up by caravans from New Reno. So why does that make sense? New Reno is the chem capital around here. They have to get the raw materials to make the chems from somewhere. Seems like they're getting some or all of it from Vault City. Where's New Reno? She's never been to New Reno. Okay. Right, some more easy cash. Yep. Check with Metzger to see if it'd be okay if Tyler and I settle some old matters. He'll understand what I mean. If I get a chance. So the deal is this: something went down between Tyler and I think it was Lara's brother. I believe he got killed. She wants you to clear it with Metzger, that she's the one that should be guarding the stuff, not Tyler and his gang. This is the Slavers Guild. Looking for some action. Ask him about Vic. Yeah, he's the one that sells the old vault stuff. He's fucked. Metzger's pretty pissed with him. Is he for sale? Not likely. Where's Metzger? He's in the room at the back. Okay. So that's Vic in there. We will get around to rescuing him from his obviously sticky predicament. He's annoyed Metzger and he's obviously been captured. So that's something we'll sort out. Right, what the fuck do you want? This is the Slavers Guild, not some safe house for you fucking jet heads. Lara wanted me to ask you for permission to fight Tyler. So it's okay. So that's a yes. So he doesn't particularly care who's guarding his stuff as long as it's kept safe. While we're on this side of town as well, pop down to the diner here. There's a couple of things you can do in here. We'll speak to this person first. She's got a lovely story to tell you about her darling cat. Come here often, obviously, so why the glum face? Sometimes I get to thinking about my mum and my cat. I miss them so very much. Oh. Cuddles. He was such a sweet cat. Yeah, I'll buy you a drink. Really. They like to be pet like a dog does, but cats make this wonderful relaxing sound when you pet them. Strange. I had her when I was a kid, but she disappeared. I didn't know then what happened to her. I was too young. Why? Well, food was awfully scarce back then and people had to eat. It's quite sad, really. People would hunt them because they were such easy prey. None of them are around anymore. Oh, I can understand that. Those were the wild ones, but I'm sure that's what happened to mine. Now I know why Mum always kept a close eye on her. I'm sorry. It makes me sad. So yeah, 200 experience for listening to a story about someone's dead cat. This guy's Carl. He was a farmer in a town sort of just outside this one, actually. So ask him what's his story. Used to be an upstanding citizen, peaceful farmer that worked the fields, until they started showing up at night, all glowing with pasty white skins. Nobody believed him. Carl starts to weep uncontrollably. He decides to leave him with his misery. Okay. So he, there's a quest involving him that comes back later on. And it's his mom, and she runs the diner. What's there to do here in town? She asks you to deliver a meal to Smitty. I don't mind. Bring it right over. There's a few things tied up on this side of town. Might change the distance that Sulik stays. He seems to be getting too far away, so... Distance, stay close. Let's see if he's got anything insightful to say.
The spirits are sometimes hard to understand. They see things you and we can't.
They tell you about this place.
Hey, they say another born spirit here needs help. What you be needing?
Where exactly is your tribe?
The tribe's home is next to Great Saltwater. 2 moons from here, friend. What you be needing?
That's another thing that gets added in with the restoration patch as well. Is a quest involving Sulik's sister and his tribe. Becomes an area you can actually explore, which is nice. So let's head back to Lara. Yep, if you win, you can have their job like before. I assume there's something else now. Can't take them at the present strength. They have extra funding and slightly outnumber us. If you can find some kind of weakness, we can use to balance out the odds. Something we can exploit. How much? 150 bucks. Okay. So back again to the church. There's a lot of backwards and forwards on this in this town. So again, go and speak to the door guards. How's it going? Almost forgot. A buddy of mine wanted big at the tables and he's sharing the wealth. You know what I mean. Big plans then. Yeah, he's throwing a party tonight. His place should be a blast. Down a few brews for me. Right, so now we know there's a weakness with the gang. There's going to be leaving a skeleton crew having a party. we're not going to go back to Lara just yet because the next thing they want us to do is actually attack the church, and I don't want to do that until I've got some better equipment and leveled my skills a bit more. We'll deliver the meal to Smitty. Here's your meal. And he gives us a stim pack. Thanks. A few things we can get from here. I think we've already got shovel. Take that for the selling. Nothing in there. They sell for quite a bit. Cheesy poofs. They are part of a quest as well, so we'll take those. Bit weird, I know, but trust me on this one. So in this area here, mentioned there's a ghost that pops around at midnight. So if we wait for a few hours, there she is. Speak to her. Oh, the pain, it burns so. Who are you? Up and knock at every door, but no one comes, no one hears. I think you need to turn off your stealth, boy, man. Oh, cruel fate. Can't hear me, can you? So check this bookshelf thing. So there's a diary. Take the diary. Appears to be the diary which belonged to a young girl. The writing on the inside cover says property of Anna. Most of the pages are either torn or faded, but one still readable. Day 271. Today my mother gave me a gold locket. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever owned. I will never part with it. Okay. She has a had a locket, and her ghostly form can't rest until we've reunited her with a trinket. So if we nip back down to see Mom at the diner. Tell her that we deliver the meal, and she gives us a combination plate of the best down food she has. Sounds great. Let me ask you something. What do you know about that haunted house? Has it always been haunted? About 2 years back I heard mourning and the spirits and all. I believe it myself. Anybody use the place back then? One of the boys? Who? Come by and try and pawn stuff, jewellery mostly. Remember a little gold locket he kept for himself. Remember his name. Joseph or Joel, something like that. He's almost 19. Shame really, I believe he's joined up with some local thugs. Thanks. Bye. So if you remember, there were 3 guys stood just outside the area transition. One of the smaller little gangs. And one of their number is called... I can't remember his name actually. Was it Joe? Joel? Joey? That guy. So, just going to make sure we're at full health because this can go sideways. Start speaking to him. There's Joey. Looking for some information. What's the deal with the church? Something else. Oh, okay. There's usually an option to talk to him about the haunted house. Doesn't seem to be there. I've heard of Vault 13. No. No, can I ask you something else? Ah, okay. Let's see if he does actually have it on his inventory. It doesn't even seem to be on him for some reason. Den. Right then. I mean, we can just kill these guys. I'm sure that the locket is actually on him. I don't know why the conversation option is not showing up. So if we talk to him, information, nothing you can provide. Just did you do anything more than just talk? Right. So that was probably a mistake. But what we really want to do is get the locket off him. So as long as we can down this guy, we should be alright. We'll probably try and run off after this round. Be nice if you could kill him, Sulik. Guess not. Right. We're a bit low on healing items as well. Don't really have anything that can help us. Yeah, he's trying to run off. What we don't want him to do is run off the edge of the map, which apparently is a possible outcome. Take the other guys down. That was a good critical. Like that a lot. He ran off down there. Cool, got him. Top Sulik with this one. One thing we learned from the previous playthrough is don't attack when one of your companions is stood there, especially not with a ranged weapon. So we'll just use unarmed. A couple of kicks in. There we go. Right. We'll let her run off. She's not important. What we really need to do is sneak up on old Joey down there. We only probably need to get one shot in on him. Can we do it? There we go. Right. We've scared all these addicts now, so they're going to start running off. Loads of action points. Look at him go. Come on. It's actually quite funny watching them at full speed shambling across the road. Right. Everyone stop the panicking. There's the locket. That's what we need. A shame it had to come to that, but we need it because we need to finish that quest off, so any means to an end, I suppose. So speak to the ghost again. Mommy, Daddy, where are you? Okay, here you go. Yeah, my locket, my locket. Go into the light. She says something about, yeah, it's so bright, and then turns into a pile of bones. Pick up the bones. His bones seem unsettled. I wonder why that could be. So the observant viewers among you will have seen the graveyard next to the church. Back there. And there's some gravestones. We look at one of these in particular. I think it's this one. Yeah. The name on the gravestone reads Anna Winslow. So we take our shovel. Now, digging this grave's fine because it's part of an actual quest. However, if you dig up any of the other graves, and you can also loot what's inside them, do that enough times you end up with the grave robber trait, which I think bestows a negative karma effect. Obviously, it's not something that's that socially acceptable. And we've also leveled up. So what we want to do is put some into lockpick for the purposes of finishing some of the quests here as well. Summit Doctor again, we'll do our tag skills. We want to put some into small guns. And I'll also stick a couple into unarmed as well. That should be fine. So yeah, we got 600 experience for doing that. And some karma as well. So what we can do now is hopefully finish the quest in Becky's bar. We'll also tell that we dealt with the Fred situation. Yeah, about the job. Get the money, yes. That's another 200 experience there. How did you do it? Never mind, I'm just stunned, that's all. To show my appreciation, I'll split it with you, right down the middle. I mean, it doesn't make any difference really, considering I lost money on that transaction. She does have another job. Yeah, getting a book back from a guy called Derek. Tell me more. A lavender flower. Derek should be over around on Mum's side. Mum's on the east side. Okay, fine. So again, we'll wait for the guard to move and try and pick the door. Fail. Fail. We still might not have a high enough skill to do this. So if we keep failing, yeah, he's just seen us trying to pick that. Right, we'll leave it alone. Ooh, nearly ran through the door. We'll leave that alone because I don't want to damage the lock to the point where we can't finish that quest. Right. We will now go back to Metzger's and see what we can do about Vic's situation. Mac, you gonna join up? No. One of the worst things that you can do with Sulik in your party is join the Slavers Guild. Given that his sister was captured by slavers, joining their ranks probably, well, it doesn't impress, to be honest, so we're not going to do that. About Vic. He's the one that specialises in vault technology, or so he says. He's my property now, he's not going anywhere. I'm going to see him. What for? Oh fuck, never mind, just don't keep him from fixing that damn radio. Okay. Why are you keeping him here? Sold me a radio, he said would be able to pick up some transmissions. It didn't. Oh, is that trying to sneak out of town? Kind of transmissions. The Enclave and new... Hey, what the hell do you care for? It's business. So, that little mention of the Enclave there, setting up for later in the game. About Vic. Door's locked, could you open it? Yep. Thanks. Hi Vic. You're not a slave, but what are you doing here? Can you tell me where Vault 13 is? Probably help you, but you've got to get me out of here first. How do we do that? Okay, so he needs to fix the radio. There should be some spare parts in his shack back in Klamath. Okay, I'll go look for it. Thanks. This is Derek down here as well, who apparently has a book, but he doesn't. Is that Derek? Could be him, but I don't think we can speak to him at night time. Anyway, I've just seen the book. It's there. There's a few locations that you can find it. One's there, one's sort of down this alley behind the church. There's another in a toilet up here, and over here as well. So you can find it dotted around, that it just randomly spawns on the map. We'll read the book, why not? You feel all warm and fuzzy after finishing the book, but gain nothing useful out of it. Okay. we'll take the book back to Becky. Okay, about that job. Here's the book. Glad you were able to find it. Thank you very much. Here's your money. It's 300 XP and some cash. 724. Don't need that diary anymore. I don't need that clogging up my inventory space. Don't know if it's actually worth anything or not. So we've not been into Tubby's yet. We'll head in there. So it's basically like a flop house, and Tubby sells drugs. Yeah, I'll put man down on this look. Get a job! Maybe next time, thank you anyway. That was that guy. E.T. Okay, this is Tubby. I need some information. Do you know where the vault is located? I've heard of a place called Vault City, but unfortunately can't help you with directions. Very unhelpful, thank you. Who's in charge of this town? No one. Anarchistic place where a kind of Darwinian struggle is played out. Only the strongest, fastest or smartest will survive here. I'm sure you'll find your niche. Why is everyone selling drugs? Alright, I don't really need to know that. Let's barter. There's the good old Desert Eagle. As you can see, prices in this game vastly different from the base prices in the first Fallout. Drugs much more expensive. Stim packs much more expensive. So don't really need anything that he's got. Although we'll sell a few bits and bobs for the cash. 105. Sell Anna's diary for $5. Crowbar's worth more than that. We might as well sell those as well. Don't need them now. How much is the shovel worth? Yeah, we'll sell that as well. Could do maths there for a second. Right. Goodbye. I don't think there's anything in here. Something tells me there's a book, but I don't think there is. Oh, there is some stuff. A couple of jet whores. Lovely. Right. That's everything of interest in Tubby's. There is the Brotherhood Outpost here, so we'll go and talk to this guy. Hello Craig, well you've certainly come a long way from the simple tribesman. You should visit our new California Republic office sometime, you might find it rewarding. Great. Nothing more to say to me. Okay, so we've also got a residential area in the den. Again, I don't think this was in the vanilla game. I think this was actually cut. There's a couple of things here. So this house, there is a kid living here. Oh no, not this house. Ah, no, that's the house where the party takes place. For the church guards they're going to. It's this house here. Bobby. He lives here with his dad. Are you here because my dad owes you money? I don't know if he's here or not. If I knew where he was, I'd tell you, because maybe you'd beat him up so bad that he wouldn't ever come home again. Wow. Sounds like you're not too fond of your dad. He's not very nice. He leaves me alone all the time. When he is home, he's always drunk, or he says he's flying on jet. Never see him fly anywhere. Sometimes he brings a girlfriend home. He's got lots of girlfriends. And he makes me go outside for a while, even if it's in the middle of the night and it's cold or raining. Oh, Bobby. Sometimes he tells me to take things from people. Okay, your father has no right to treat you that way, no parent does. His eyes light up, you aren't like the others. There's got to be something that can be done. Yeah, so Mom, who owns the diner, she's sympathetic to the homeless kids in the den. So we can go and speak to her about potentially helping the homeless kids out. That also solves the problem of the kids hanging around outside the front of shops. Pickpocketing me, I nearly ran into another one there. Pickpocketing you every time you go near them. So, we speak to Mom again. She can potentially help us out. Hello. I noticed there seems to be a lot of orphans around town. It's a shame, the poor children living on the streets like that. A lot of them steal to get by. Yes, we know. There's got to be something we can do. From what I hear, you seem to be the only person around that actually gives a damn about these kids. Children are our future. Yeah, so she brings up the idea of setting up an orphanage. Maybe it's time to give it another try. Perhaps you could. Yeah, so what she mentions is that there is a building she's procured, but a bunch of squatters have moved in. I can get them out of there one way or another. I'll let you know when they're gone. So we could go all the way to the other side of town and down, but it's easier just to leave the map and do it that way. So this is the building that Mom procured, sorry. And we'll speak to this person here. So I want you and your friends out of this building. It's come to my attention that Mum intends to turn the place into an orphanage to get all the homeless children off the streets, and she can't do that with you squatting here. Snickers uneasily and glances at his fellow squatters for support. Mum knows the deal. We're not going anywhere until she coughs up the money. So unless she brought us 1,000,000 coins, fuck off. So yeah, doesn't have that kind of money. Even if she did, she'd never pay you, so just forget it. Why not show some decent singles, squat someplace else? Use that option. Or we can say, she's not going to pay you, but I'm here to offer you a new deal. You and your friends get to walk away from here now, and you get to keep your lives. I'm going to try and strong arm them, I think. Okay, so I guess that didn't work. Exchanges a look with his fellow squatters, then looks back at you and shakes his head. You can't intimidate us, no one's kicking us out of here. We'll fight you for our turf. Okay, fine. Right, we'll clean up this place then. So, yeah, the idea was to do this peacefully. However, we outright failed to be diplomatic. Yeah, this fight is a bit of a pain in the neck, basically because they just run. So they're all piss and vinegar, telling you they're going to fight you for the turf. As soon as you pull out a gun, they scatter to the wind. So. Right, as you can see, from this, you've cleared out all the squatters. The last one lies dead there in the street. I am going to take 1 ampule of Jet. This is Jet. It's a powerful methamphetamine. It's a bad idea to take this. It's highly addictive, and the cold turkey period is ridiculously long. I'm not going to take any. But I do need 1 for purposes that will become clearer later on. So for the time being, we have cleared out the orphanage building, and we'll report back to Mom to let her know. Not the ideal way of doing it. I think the non-violent way actually grants you more experience, but we did fail the speech roll there, so hey, what can you do? Whatever that word is. Yeah, unfortunately, because a lot of the people in this town are drug addicts and heads, you will occasionally get some that attack you because either they're hallucinating or whatever. It's a pain, but them's the breaks. They don't put up much of a fight anyway. Oh, and she had an apple. Okay. Weapon away. Hello. Good news, the building's all yours. I ran into a little snag, but those squatters won't be bothering you again. Great news. I just hope no one was hurt in the process. Get in touch with a few friends and we'll get started right away. If you're in town in a few days, you should stop by. Thanks. Right. So that's the orphanage situation sorted out. There's nothing happens for a couple of days, so we'll head back to Klamath. You'll also notice there we've got the Toxic Caves lit up, and also the Umbra tribe location, which is Sulik's tribe. We're not going to head to that location yet, or do the Toxic Caves yet, because we do need to be a higher level, really. But we will head back to Klamath. I mean, we could probably do the Toxic Caves, to be honest. Yeah, in fact, I think we'll do that after we've gone into Vic's place. So the problem with Vic's gaff is that he's got this door, and it is trapped, as far as I can remember. Yeah, you set off a trap and you hit for 15 points. Ouch. And I think there's multiple traps on there. Okay, I'll try and lockpick it. Lockpick should be high enough at, what is it? 33. That should be high enough. Yeah, it is. So this is Vic's back room, and we find the radio that he needs, pipe rifle, some ammo, and a stim pack. I think we've already looted everything we can from there. Yep. Don't think there's anything else. No, just boxes and stuff. And also, while we're here, we can check out the back room in the Golden Gecko, which has the Fuzzy Elvis painting. We might not have high enough lockpick skill for that one though. Oops. Got a kid and a dog as an audience watching us do this. I get the feeling we're not going to be able to pick this one. It's a shame we don't have any mentats or anything like that. Right, no, that's not working and I'm not spending ages trying to do that. There's no actual use for the painting as far as I'm aware. I think it's basically just useful for selling. Although there is another, excuse me, there is another painting similar to that, which apparently has a map to Vault 13 on it. You speak to a guy called Salt Beef Bob in the New California Republic, and he allegedly has a map. So in this room here, sorry, explain why I'm picking this lock as well. There's gecko pelts. Oh, there we go, we did it. Don't want to lock the door again. In this container, so we've got some golden gecko pelts and some normal ones. Try and pick this lock as well, just for the little 25 experience. Again, we're not going to try for too long. If we can't do it, we can't do it. Yep, we can. There we go. So we've got the extra 25 for lock picking that one as well. Right. Let's go to the toxic caves. Just while we're waiting for the situation in the den to clear up with the orphanage. And go and explore another area. And get Smiley back. There is extra stuff we can do in the toxic caves, which again, as I said, we're not high enough level for at the moment. But we can certainly clear the way. Here are the toxic caves. Do a quick save just at the start. Toxic caves. This is where the Wellingtons do come in handy. However, before I put them on, I'm going to go for a paddle in that stuff. Now that might seem really stupid. It's toxic goo. Look, you can see the barrels with the nuclear trifoil thing, radiation thing. It might seem like an extraordinarily stupid idea to go wading around in that sort of stuff. But there is a good reason for it. And I'm going to keep that one under my hat. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm sure there's probably loads of people who do know the reason why it's important. But keeping stum for now. Righty, so we've cleared the geckos and I've given Sulik the wellies. See, in his inventory he's got both pairs of wellies now. I, with my bare feet, now going to go splashing around in this stuff. So, we do take damage. Ouch, that goo burns. Yeah, just get a nice healthy amount of damage from that. There we go. That should be sufficient. Don't think we can rest here, so what I will do is use my doctor skill. One of the things I find weird about... Yeah, we are radiated at the moment. It usually notifies you when you pick up a large-ish dose of radiation, anything sort of significant. When you use your doctor skill in the caves that we fought the big rat thing earlier on in Klamath, you end up taking radiation damage if you rest there. This area, while obviously being full of radioactive material, doesn't do anything. There's no apparent increase in radiation sickness, which I think is a bit weird. But hey, it's just me. We'll take a pair of wellies off Sulik now, as we are done playing in the puddles. Now that we've got those, we'll walk around. Clear out this last golden gecko from the top level, sorry. And then head down those ladders. Come to me. Punched it into the wall, Sulik. It's fairly impressive. Is it dead? I don't think it is. No, it is. Right. Brilliant. Yeah, that's fully clipped into the wall. Right. So here we are. Toxic caves. That's Smiley over there. And there's a lot of geckos down here. Another reason that I didn't really want to come down here just yet. Well, I don't suppose it really matters, because obviously we can kill enough of them to get to Smiley, get him out, get the gecko skinning skill. Try and say that 3 times fast. And then obviously come back when we have that skill so that we can deal with this. That elevator doesn't work at the moment because this generator is broken. So there's nothing we can really do until we fix that anyway. And I honestly don't think my repair skill is high enough at the moment. Nothing's high enough at the moment. But thankfully we're wearing decent enough armour to make this combat bearable. He says, while getting critically hit for 7 points. I think there's 3 of them along this route that we need to take out. Oh no, maybe it's just 2. Oh yeah, because that one as well, that one patrols up and down the entrance bit. As long as we can avoid him, we should only need to get rid of 2 of them. There's eggs there as well. Not too worried about... oh yeah, there are 3. Not too worried about stealthing my way past these guys. Again, the experience from combat is always useful. Oh, we've got another situation where Sulik's not moving his lazy self. And the last time this happened, we had a crash not too long after it, so I'm going to be aware of that. Potentially save after this combat as well. I think Smiley's got a pair of boots on him as well, so we don't need to worry too much about equipping him with stuff to avoid the toxic waste. The last thing we want is to rescue him only for him to die from wading through all this stuff that we need to get through. Is it dead? Yep, dead. Okay, and then one more. Out of ammo. We'll check to see how much ammo I've got left as well. Even though the wellies do protect you from the goo, if you spend too much time wandering around in it, they do melt. So it's always best to sort of minimise the amount of exposure that your Wellingtons get to the toxic stuff. There we go. That's the last one down. Yep, there they go. So... your boots just melted. Your feet burn and itch for a little while, but then they feel better. So that's... I think that's the indicator that you've spent enough time in the goo for what I need to happen to happen. Again, slightly cryptic, but you will understand. Hi, Smiley. People call me Smiley. I'm sure glad to see you. I thought I was going to die for certain. I'm hurt too bad to get past these damn lizards on my own. What are you doing? I always caught more golden geckos north and west of Klamath than anywhere else. I figured all the golden geckos lived up there someplace up here. Like you were right. It's like it's too right. Okay. They don't like to crawl through the goo too much. Can't say as I blame them. Burns if it gets on your skin. Doesn't stop them from licking up the down stuff like it was Buckner's best. Right. Yep, join me. Let's get back to Klamath. There is a locker there. Some radaway in it, which is always helpful. Again, I don't think I can repair this yet. We'll give the science a go on the computer. Don't learn anything from that. Yeah. So it is a repair skill which is 17, which again is nowhere near high enough. Where's my repair tools? We'll give it a go. You never know, it might work. Fail, 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 fail. Yeah. I would hazard a guess that we do not have nearly enough skill points in repair to do that. So I need to get through the goo without dying as well. Let's use the last of the healing powder. Ow. Oh, that gecko's there as well. We could take him. Probably going to have to be honest, otherwise we'll be waiting here for ages. And this is probably where it's going to crash as well. Quickly get rid of this guy. Nice. Let's go for an aim shot. Actually no. Let's not. On the ground, give him a kick. Out of range? Really? You have to be literally stood on top of him. Get down. Surrounded by people kicking you. Come on, just die. Thanks. That'll do. So we will return Smiley to Klamath and take advantage of his trapping knowledge to gain the skinning perk. Yep, thanks for saving me. You are welcome. Ooh, it's an encounter. No, I don't wish to encounter some spore plants, thanks very much. Okay, downtown. There we go. You're the one that found my Smiley. Thank you so much. Got lucky this time. Just don't know what we could ever do to thank you. So we could say no thanks is necessary, help is needed. I would like some money. Don't have much, but here's $100. Wish it could be more, but with all the Brahmin we've lost, that's all we can afford. I am sorry. Thanks. And there's Smiley's bald head there. Yeah. The least I can do is teach you something in return. Teach. Since those geckos nearly had my hide, let me teach you how to get theirs. Here's how you skin them. I think I'll go practice on some geckos. Let me ask you something, Smiley. Mrs. Buckner, happy to see you back. Widow Buckner so darn happy to have me back that she may be Mrs. Smiley before too long. Oh, nothing like a happy reunion. Geckos. Yes, I know more about geckos than anyone alive. I was raised on gecko milk, you know. Gecko milk? I thought geckos were reptiles. There's more you need to know than you ever know you need. Teach me, great trapper. You see, it's like this. Time passes as you learn the lore of the gecko. I think that's an increase to outdoorsman, I'm not sure. No, I don't think it is. Never mind. Anyway, now we have the gecko skinning. You have the knowledge of how to skin geckos properly to get their hides. And on that note, we will leave this episode. Couple more things to do in the den, obviously. We need to go back and speak to Vic. We need to do something about the slavers. We need to do the church fight and sort the situation out with the feuding bartenders as well. But all that will be coming up next time. So thanks very much and see you in the next episode.